Okay. Und der Schader hat reingesteckt die Hand in der Krummerkeshene, and the messenger from Israel stuck his hand into the crooked pocket und er rausgezogen a Hilzerne Puschke and pulled out a wooden charity box. Jakob hat gespürt, wie wird reut von mitten Hals bis die Haarwurzeln. Jacob felt how he was getting red, sorry, from, can you just bring it down? I didn't finish that sentence. That he was getting red from the middle of his neck to the hair, roots of his hair. It's done, yeah. Chob moire irt mir nicht glauben, I am frightened you won't believe me, nor chob nicht kein ein prutter, but I don't even have a penny. Der Schader hat zurück reingelegt die Puschke in Kirchner. The messenger put his charity box back in his pocket. Wie lustig etwas jeder Reise unterwegs ohne prutter. How can a Jew let himself go traveling without a penny? Being lo aleichem an avel, I am, it shouldn't happen to you, a mourner. Chdav God sitzen Shiva. I'm actually supposed to be sitting the 7 days of mourning. What sitzt ihr nicht? Why aren't you sitting Shiva? Chan von goyische hand. I am escaping from Gentile hands. Als Reuger really knew so if so, darf man euch geben, then we actually have to give you something. Was ist die Nafkamina? What's the difference for Aid leidet? What's the difference where a Jew may be suffering? Ave chadle chulanu, we all have one father. Oh, wir haben alle einen Vater. We all have one father. Was hat uns getroffen mit euch? What happened to you? Wie so hat sich Jacob gewollt weinen. Although Jacob wanted to cry, whatever's in him gelacht, something within him laughed. Hat schon wieder gemusst erzählen seine Geschichte. He had to tell his story, his history again. Sachen, was hat gehalten, jahrelang besäut Seudes, things that he had kept very secret for many years, hat jetzt erzählt, mamash jeden einem. He now told factually each one. Also haben sich zu neu gelegt die Treffenischen von Tag. So he put together the encounters of the day, was wie wohl sie weisen sich aus wie Drehenischen und Planternischen ona seichel, which all the things that happened to him, although they show themselves to be twists and tangles without any meaning und ohne Zweck and without any goal, seien sie in Emerson ungezeichnet von oben. They are nevertheless truthfully prescribed, anticipated from God from above. Yaakov hat jetzt gemusst angucken nach Hilfe. He, Yaakov, now had to look for help. Hat so getan zu der Schader. He said to the messenger, Ob ihr wollt mich äußern, if you want to listen to me, hear me, kommt herein mit mir da in Cameron. Come into this little room with me. Ich will nicht mehr soll mich sehen. I don't want anyone to see me. No, Rabbi, now in any case, whatever. Aber dort wollen doch der Goy was für die Prom. But there lives the Gentile who manages the ferry. Hat mir abgegeben sein Kämmerl auf a while. He gave me up his little booth for a short time. Nu, so. Der Schader hat sich weggesetzt auf dem Bankbett. The messenger sat down on the bench that served as a bed. Hat früher heute gewählt, hat früher beide gewählt, sie ist dort nicht so kein Shens. So he first examined that there shouldn't be anything that is not kosher. Maybe Yaakov could tell us what Shens is. I'm not into that really. Als ik klein in Wuchs ist gewesen, der Schader, als Jakob hat ihm gemusst unterlegen, a Kletzel und unterlehnen die Fies. The messenger was so short that Jacob had to put a little log under his feet. Jakob hat sich angespart bei der Wand. Jacob stood himself up against, pressed against the wall. Had alles erzählt. He told the whole story. He told everything. Gar nicht verleugend, did not deny anything. Von dem Tag an, was die Kosaken haben ihn genommen, gefangen, bis der Nacht, wenn ist entschlafen von die Dragoner. He told everything, denying nothing, from the day that the Cossacks took him captive until the night when he ran away from the dragoons, the people who were taking him for judgment. Hat viele übergegeben dem Cholem, wo Sarah hat sich zu ihm bewiesen. He even told about the dream where Sarah appeared to him when der Hund Bilam, and how the dog Bilam, a pagan who had died, hat ihm geführt aher to der Weisel und zu dem Prom. How this dead dog had led him here to the Vistula and to the ferry. As wie Jakob had geredet, as Jacob...
Sorry, Moshe, before we carry on, can I just go back to that word that you...
Shans, yeah, shans.
Shatnez,
Shatnez, yeah.
It's the law that you may not have a linen and wool woven together in a cloth, or you may not use a thread of wool on linen.
Okay, thanks. But how would it apply to his being in the cabin? I mean...
Can we go back to the sentence?
Yeah, there it is.
There it is. There it is on the...
So dort nicht so kein Shens. So why... I mean, he wasn't wearing it. Yaakov wasn't wearing it. Was he frightened?
True, but perhaps on the bedding or the whatever it is, that there shouldn't be anything not kosher in this room that belonged to the goy.
So do you think he's just referring to cloth, or do you think he's referring in a more general way that this should not be unclean in a Jewish way?
I would think it's probably the basic meaning of shatnez is this linen and wool. They may not mix the two, but I think if you take it more generally, it's that there isn't anything not treif in the room, that you shouldn't be in a room where there's something that is not kosher.
Would he be referring, for instance, to a crucifix?
Yes, perhaps yes.
Yeah. Anyway, it was interesting that they used that particular word there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Bilam, als Jakob hat geredet, while as Jacob was speaking, hat der Schader sich geschockelt. While Jacob was speaking, the messenger was shaking himself. Hat gekrimpt, das von ihm, he grimaced, gebissen die Borg, he bit his beard, gerieben dem Stern, he rubbed his forehead. Von Mal zu Mal hat sich angehabt bei a Peil, from time to time, he grabbed onto his side locks. We wollte ihm gearta harbe kasha, as if a very difficult question was troubling him. Was weiter die Meister hat sich gezeugen, was weiter die Meister hat sich gezeugen, the longer the story continued, als Gedichter seien geworden, die Hawaiias von der Schader, more thick the movements of the Shadar became. They became presumably stronger. Hat ausgespreid die hand. Sorry, you're rushing. He spread out his hands. Can you bring it down again? I haven't finished the sentence. Hat ausgespreid die hand und sie zu neu genommen. He spread out his hands and put them together. Hat auf, now the sentence is ended, hat auf gehalten die Bremen. He raised his eyebrows as they wieder opgelost, let them down again. Hat sich angehabt bei der Bord, he grabbed his beard and opgelost and let it go again. Von die Augen hat rausgeguckt, ein Gemisch von Treuer, Rachmones und Steunung. From his eyes there looked out a mixture of sadness, pity and amazement. Von Mal zu Mal sich herausgerissen bei ihm a Sifts. From time to time a sigh that tore out from him. And Yaakov is geworden an Schwiegen, when Yaakov became silent, or der Shader nicht bald gerät, the messenger didn't speak straight away. I think I've read enough. Someone else can have a turn now.
Okay, hat verstellt das Ponem mit beider Hand. He covered his face with both hands. Kleine, Beineke, bewachsen, mit Reue, herrlich. His hands were little. And what is Beineke?
Bony.
Burning.
No, bony. Like
Bony.
made of bone, B-O-N-E.
Oh, bony.
Yeah.
Small bony hands covered with little gray hairs. Und geblieben wie eingehüllt in der eigener Finsternis. And he remained that way in the darkness. Die Lippen halb verdeckt mit Bord und Wonse. His lips, which were half covered with his beard and his Wonse, is that his mustache?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hat gemurmelt. His lips mumbled. Sich geschockelt. Shuddered. Ansteiger wie der Scheder wollt gesagt, a Twille oder a Spruch. It seemed as though the messenger was going to say something. What is that, Tville?
A prayer or an incantation. A tvila is a prayer, and a spruch is a magic, an incantation. Something that takes away the evil.
Thank you. Noch a while hat weggenommen die Hand.
If you're not there. Sorry, yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Noch a while hat weggenommen die Hand. After a while, he removed his hands. Und das Ponem hat ausgewiesen verändert. And his face appeared, what is verändert?
Changed.
bleicher, ausgezeugener, mit Korbelech unter die Augen. I'm sorry, Michael, I need some help with those first two words.
Okay. He was paler and he was more stretched out with bags under the eyes. A
Thank
torba
you.
is a bag.
Hat so getan, and he said, Kochel is gerecht. What is Kochel?
No, kahal is a congregation.
The congregation is right. Sie ist geblieben, a Goye und der Sohn ihrer is a Goyish person was there with them, and the son and her son is
No. It's what the congregation said was she remained geblieben, she remained a Gentile, and your son is.
and then he's interrupted.
No,
Akol Holech Achri Kom.
no, that is Hebrew. Why doesn't Yaakov have a turn to translate to help out?
Yeah, well, the Yiddish is in a parenthesis right there, I think.
Yeah.
But Yaakov, do you want to read that one, please?
Yeah, so sorry, I just lost the place. Every Hakol hoilech achorei ha'em. Als geht noch
der Mutter.
Yeah.
It all stems from the mother. Das ist all.
It follows the ruling follows the status of the mother.
Yes. Das ist all pidin. This is the law. Aber hinter dich ist dort der chesed.
Chesed.
The chesed. So the honor is with you.
No, but
so behind and contained within the law is mercy. There is mercy.
Chesed is mercy. Und chesed wird nicht gekonnt sein kein din. And without mercy, there couldn't be any law. Ja. Wie fällt dem Haus zu tun azazach? How could you do such a thing? Nu se schon noch Alamen. Anyone would do it? Is that how would you translate that?
it's farfallen. It's in the end of everything. You can't do any more. Just in parenthesis, there's a book Noch Alleman, also that's probably worth reading. Also by the Russian guy you mentioned, I forget his name, Yaakov.
Bergelsen.
Bergelsen, yeah. Noch Alleman is a book that he wrote.
Mm-hmm.
So it could happen to anyone, or that happens to anyone?
No, it's the end of everything. It's too late.
It's too late. Everything. It's the matters is finished. It's complete.
It's too late. Okay, thank you. Ich bin great after Strof. I've been given my penalty.
I'm ready to accept my punishment.
Yeah. Wani.
Okay, I just seem to have lost my place here.
It's right after Strof.
Yeah, ich bin great after Strof. I'm ready to accept my punishment. Vani leidi nachon. Ich bin great of mein Bruch. I'm prepared to accept my a bruch is the disaster, the punishment that's happened. So, she's als der Churban. Der Churban. So, what? It's everything is. It's a disaster. The whole thing is a disaster. Frag nicht, was ich hab mich da angesehen. Don't ask me what I've done, what I've don't ask me what's happened. Fort ihr sind ben teure. Never, you are nevertheless a learned man. Ich hab anders nicht gekonnt. I couldn't do anything else. Mistoma azay, perhaps that's the case. Sistaka do bechira, but there is nevertheless a free choice here. Aber es ist euch do yedia, but there is also at the same time knowledge of what you're getting yourself into. Hakol tzafui v'hareshus netuna. Als is vorausgesehen, ob es ist do an Obkleib. Everything is there is free choice, but there is nevertheless knowledge. Everything is foreseen, but there are still consequences. I think Obkleib is consequence. I couldn't find the word in the dictionary, but I think in the context.
I actually did find that it comes across as choice. You were right about the choice.
Yeah, okay. So, jede neshama darf etwas metaken sein. Every soul is required to repair something. Und nicht wollte man sie nicht herabgeschickt daher. If that wasn't the case, they wouldn't have sent her, she wouldn't have been sent down here. Die Bnei Keturah seinen euch Bnei Avraham. The children of Abraham by his wife, whose name was Keturah, are also the children of Keturah are also the sons of Abraham. So they're also Jewish. Was soll ich jetzt tun? So what should I do now? Ihr müsst retten sich und ihr müsst retten euer Kind. You must save yourself and you must save your child. Koidem kol darf man ihm molle sein. First of all, he needs to be circumcised. As aufwachsen, wird man ihm öfter dafen Megayer sein. When he grows up, perhaps he will have to be converted. Man darf noch gucken dem Din. One needs to consult the law, the halacha about this. Aber derweil soll sein a Yid, but in the meantime he should be brought up as a Jew. Es wird ergens gebringt, als eider Mashiach wird kommen, wollen die Chassidei Umas HaOlam sich alle Megayer sein. Somewhere it's written, it's brought somewhere, that before the Messiah comes, all the righteous among the nations should convert. to Judaism. Huh? Gedenk nicht. So, what? I don't remember that. Says ergens door. It's somewhere. It's there. A Gemara or a Midrash. It's either a Gemara in the Talmud or it's in a Midrash. Was is die nafkamina? What's the difference? Ich gleich geben zwei Gildoinim. Und im Yirza Hashem, als ihr kommen zu Geld, wird ihr abgeben. I'll give you 2 gold coins. And God willing, when you come into some money, you will return it. Nicht mir, nor another shudder. Not me, perhaps, not to me, but to another representative of the shudder actually means shalucha de rabbonon, a messenger of the rabbis. What is the chiluk? What's the difference? Das Geld geht for Eretz Yisrael. The money is going to go to the land of Israel. Die Meise mit dem Hund is Hapele v'Pele. This story about the dog is tremendous. Pele means wondrous, so it's a tremendous story. Wieder als ich soll do sein heint, is euch an österliche Sach. And once also the fact that I am here now today is also an amazing, a wonderful thing. Ich hab gar gesollt opwarten in Stott bis noch die erste Tag Sukkos. I should have waited in the city until after the first days of Sukkos. Sie haben gewollt, soll halten noch a drosha. They wanted me to give another sermon. Gewollt zu neu geklieben a hübsch bissel minz. I would have collected quite a large amount of mince is small change of money. Mit amol hat mich angenommen a cheshek zu fahren, but suddenly I had the need to leave, to travel. Ota so führt man in Himmel, and this is how things work in heaven. A while haben beide Mannsleid geschwiegen. For a while, both men remained silent. Dennoch hat der Shadder sich umgerufen. And then later, the messenger called out, Ob sie schon gekommen zu Kavura, darft ihr heint davenen. If she's already been buried, today you should daven. This is when a person has not yet buried the close relative who has died, he's not required to daven. He doesn't have to put on tefillin, and he doesn't. That's what it is. He doesn't have to put on tefillin. But if once the person has been buried, then the requirement to put on tefillin kicks in again, as it were. Nehmt mein Talus und Tefillin. Take my talus and tefillin, my prayer shawl and phylacteries. Ich will warten auf euch mitten Anbeißen. I'll wait for you before we have something to eat.
During the break, can I ask one question about that other wife of Abraham? I'd never heard that name before.
Yeah, that is. I'm not. I must say, I didn't look it up, but apparently one of his concubines was this woman by the name of Keturah, who was not a Gentile woman, apparently.
And the messenger is saying that although she was Gentile, and although the law says that it all goes by the mother, but the messenger is saying that the child was still a child of Abraham.
Still a child of Abraham, yes, and therefore a descendant of Abraham.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we've gone a little too far, Marsha. We need to go back two pages.
Is it 261 or 62? 262.
The printed page is 261. I don't know what the
261 is the
pages.
book, so it would be 263 maybe.
It's the Kapitel 12.
It's just a question. It's interesting he mentions Keturah, but doesn't mention Ishmael, which, if all the children of Abraham are Jewish, so should Ishmael be Jewish.
Yeah.
An interesting political question.
Yes, somebody should write an article about that.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, so shall I carry on?
Sure.
Ja, okay, so Kapitel 12. Der Schade hat Jakob opgered. The messenger tried to dissuade Yaakov. Das Umkehren sich kein Pilitz is farim Yaakoven asakona. To return to Pilitz was for Jacob, it was a danger for Jacob. Das eigene Nefesh is Bilcher von Alts. His own life was more important than everything. Achutz dem is das Eifele noch sehr klein und schwach, als man kann es nicht rühren von Ort. And besides that, the little baby was still so small and weak that one couldn't really move him from the place where he was. Sis euch a tog far erev Sukkos, on Yontov is Yontov. It was also the day before the festival of Sukkot, and Yontov is Yontov. It was a festival day. Der Schadder hat vorgelegt Jakoben, soll fallen mit ihm in der Stadt. The messenger suggested to Jacob that he should travel with him to the city, wo der Schadder fortitzt, und dort bleiben mit ihm bis noch Simchas Torah, so that he should go with him to the town where he was going to be until after Simchas Torah. Aber Jakob hat sich eingespart, but Jakob remained stubborn. Hat noch recht nicht gehabt gesehen sein Kind. He hadn't even seen his child yet. Und hat gegart es anzugucken, and he longed to see him. Had euch gewollt sein bei Sarah's cave, and he also wanted to be at Sarah's grave, to be at her grave side. Wer weiß, wo mir hat sie makaber gewesen? Who knows where they buried her? Avada Kavurus Chomor. Certainly it was, they buried her at the side of the cemetery near the fence, and not in the middle, where an ordinary person would have been buried, because they didn't regard her as being Jewish. Hat gemusst sein auf ihr Kever, reden zu ihr durch den Bergel Erd. He needed to be at her grave and to speak to her through the mound of earth. Hat euch gehabt behalten Geld in Stub, und öfter hat man es nicht zugegammelt, and he also had hidden money in the house, and perhaps it hadn't been stolen. Kon nicht werden kein Schnorrer von der heller Heut. He didn't want to be a beggar for no apparent reason. In die Jahren Knechtschaft und später Wolgenisch hat Jakob sich gehabt zu neu gewohnt, beizukommen Schwierigkeiten. In the years of his captivity and later his wandering, Yaakov was used to overcoming difficulties. Hat mehr nicht gehabt kein Schreck verweitigen. He no longer feared a pain, finstere Wälder, dark forests, chayes, Räuber, dark forests, wild animals, and robbers. A viele der Pachad Verschädim und Maris is given by ihm ausgewebt. Even the fear of demons, and I couldn't find the meaning of this word Maris, some kind of a demon. This fear had evaporated from him. Hat gehabt ungesammelt Keuches, und sie haben wie gemeint, soll sich mit sie benutzen. He had gathered together strength, and they now demanded that he should make use of them. Das Herausreißen sich von die zwei Dragoner ist gewinn verjankeven wie a Zeichen, als Malchus is euch nicht sehr stark. The way that he had torn himself away from the dragoons was for Jacob a sign that even the authorities are not so strong. Wie es weißt du, it's not as strong as they appear to be. Die eigene Gewurre hat sich zu neu gegossen in Jakobs Machshava mit Gottes Allmächtigkeit. His own courage seemed to be poured out in Yaakov's thoughts concerning God's Allmächtigkeit, his omnipotence. Die Rishoyim wollten nicht gewinnen als solche Tekifim, wenn die Rechtfertiger wollten nicht gewinnen kein Pachdomim. The Rishoyim, the evil ones, the evil people, wouldn't be so powerful if the righteous wouldn't be such cowards. Jakob hat sich gehabt umgehört von der Zeit von Chmelnitzkis Geseires Sachen, was haben der Wekt in ihm in dem Busche. Yankov had heard a lot about the time of Chmelnitzky's decrees. He had heard things that aroused in him shame. A paar Kosaken haben geführt zu der Schritte a ganze Eide Jiden. A few Cossacks took a whole community of Jews, slaughtered a whole community of Jews. Keiner hat sich nicht derweckt aufzuhebene Hand gegen die Javonim. No one dared to lift up a hand against these Cossacks. Jiddische Schmieden haben geschmied Schwerden für Pritzim. Jewish blacksmiths forged swords for the nobility. Aber es ist keinmal nicht eingefallen, Jiden, als sie allein können sich benutzen mit das Schwert. But it never occurred to the Jews that they themselves could make use of swords. Wenn unwürdige Personen befallen sei, when abominable people attacked them. In Josipov hat Yankov gerettet von, aber Jeden haben gehoben mit die Plätze. When he was in Josipov, Yaakov spoke about this, but people, the Jews there, just shrugged their shoulders. Die Schwert is for Esav. Swords belonged to Esau, nicht for Yaakov, and not for Jacob. Aber mag man sich losen umbringen, but at the same time, can one allow oneself to be murdered? Zwischen die Kasches, was Wanderfleckt im Jakoben oft fragen, is gewinn die Kasche. Among the questions that Wanda would ask him, would ask Jacob often, was this question: Favos haben die Jiden sich gelost? Why did the Jews allow themselves to be killed? Leut die Geschichtes, was Jakob hat ihr erzählt von Tanach, seien doch amolike Jiden gewinn Helden. According to the stories that Yaakov had told her from the Tanakh, from the Bible, the ancient Jews were heroes. Yaakov hat recht nicht gewusst, was ihr zu entfernen, and Yaakov didn't know how to answer her. Yaakov hat gegessen mit dem Schadder anbeißen. Yaakov ate breakfast together with the messenger. Broit, Kes, Fleimen, bread, cheese, and plums. Hat noch a Quenkelnisch genommen bei ihm die zwei Gildoinim. After a hesitation, he accepted the 2 golden coins from him. Zugesagt, sie zurückzugeben, wie nur wird können, and he promised to return them to him as soon as he could. Der Schadder hat noch gesollt verbringen im Polen etliche Wochen, und hat gesagt Jankoven in Wasser steht. This messenger was still going to spend a few weeks in Poland, and he told him in which towns, in which cities he would be visiting. Das Zugreiten, die Prom hat gedauert lang. Preparing the ferry for sailing took a long time. Es seien angekommen neue Passagieren. New passengers arrived. Man hat gedacht, a rüberführen Pferd, Ki, Ochsen, a viele Schof. They had to take over horses, cows, oxen, and even sheep. In dem Geschrei von die Goyim, dem Hirschenisch, Mekanisch, Brummenisch, hat der Schadder gerät mit Jakoben Tachles. And above the in the noise of the Gentiles, the neighing of the horses, the mooing of the cows, the messenger spoke about basic things to Yaakov. Wie bald Mashiach halt bei Kummen, zu was bleiben in Polen. Although the Messiah was really about to arrive, why should he remain in Poland? Yishuv Eretz Yisrael is a große mitzvah. The settlement in Eretz Yisrael is a very important commandment. Die Jiden in Eretz Yisrael wollen die erste Akegengend dem Goyel. The Jews in Eretz Yisrael would be the first to go and meet the Redeemer. Achutz dem lost men in die Turkische Medinas dem Yid Ottoman, and besides this, in the Turkish provinces, the Jews are literally the Jews can breathe, but I think life for Jews is much better. In Istanbul, in Izmir, in Damascus, in Mitzrayim, seien da sachreiche Jiden. So in Istanbul, in Izmir, in Damascus, in Egypt, there are many wealthy Jews. Torah is bechashivas. Zwar es treffen dort euch Geseires und Bilbulim. Over there, Torah is of importance. Admittedly, evil decrees happen there as well, and libels. Nor von so Unglücken wie da in Polen hört man nicht. But the sort of misfortunes that happen here in Poland, one doesn't hear in the Turkish Medinas, in the Turkish provinces. Nu, und wie bald Jakob, hat sich schon da versündigt gegen die Tifla Kirch, und Jeden haben euch auf ihm gerecht Taräumes, wollt gar nicht gewinn krumm, wenn kann rüberbringen das Kind ken Eretz Yisrael. So, although Yaakov had sinned against the church because he'd converted Wanda to Judaism, and that was against the law of the church, although he'd sinned against the church, and the Jews had also had a fair complaint against him, it wouldn't be the wrong thing to do to bring the child to Eretz Yisrael und sich dort setzen and to settle there. Man halt ois Londim. There in Eretz Yisrael there are learned people. Ob Yankov will ton in Mischer oder Rafile sich nehmen zu etwas am Loche, wird haben alle Baderfenischen. If Yankov wanted to do business or even to take on some kind of trade, he would have everything that he needs there. Avada is schwer zu fahren auf ein Schiff mit an Eifeler. Certainly, it is difficult to travel by ship with a small baby. Aber noch ein Winter, Sommer im Yirtzeh Hashem, wird schon das Kind nicht sein so pitzel. But after the winter, in the summertime, God willing, the child will not be so small. Der Shadder hat gerät mit Ramozim. The messenger spoke with illusions hinting. Hat gegeben unzuhörnischen, as Mashiach is schon da auf der Welt, and he insinuated that the Messiah was already here in this world, ungekleidet in a Guf, he was in human form, on as Yodechein Mekubolim wissen schon wer is, and that the mystics already know who he is. Und wenn wird sich antplecken, and they know who he is and when he is going to reveal himself. Hat so getan zu Yankoven, and he said to Yankov, meine Lipsen seien versiegelt, my lips are sealed. V'dai lechachima beremiza, for a klugen is genug mit a wunk. For a perceptive person, it's enough. It can understand from a wink. Der Shudder hat ungeheben etwas sagen. The Shudder began to say something, nor die Prom hat sich genommen oprücken, but the ferry began to move away from the bank of the river. Hat ruf getan zu Yankov, and he called out to Yaakov, Miren noch der Leben Yeshua's Nechamas, we'll still live to see good news. B'meira b'yomeinu, may it happen speedily in our days. I think maybe this is a good place to stop.